So Justin Gaethje is going to fight Michael Chandler, and in my opinion at this point in time, I actually think this is probably the best fight that MMA can possibly offer us. Don't get it twisted, like there's been plenty of fights in the past that have bombed and have never come into fruition when it comes to MMA. Obviously, one that I could think of at the top of my head is obviously Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. But fortunately, this fight looks like it's going to happen, and I think it's going to be an absolute barn burner. I think both fights are going to put everything on the line, and I just think it's definitely going to be up there as probably one of the most impressive fights to watch that I've actually seen in a very long time. So yeah, from my perspective, I'm very much looking forward to it. I really am. I was hoping that this fight would actually happen. Obviously, there was a time where it didn't look like it was going to happen, and the reason for that is because obviously COVID, and there was a lot of things going on that stopped this fight from potentially happening. Like obviously Michael Chandler said, like, I'm not going to take the jab, and I've got a lot of respect for him for saying that. But all jokes aside, now it's about to happen, and I'm very much excited for it. I'm very much looking forward to it, and I'm also torn on who I think is going to win this fight. Now, who I actually think is going to win and who's actually going to win is completely two different things, obviously, because I thought Michael Chandler was going to lose via submission to Charles Oliveira. Even though he lost to Charles Oliveira, he lost via striking. So my point is this: you can think that a certain fight has a certain advantage over an opponent or whatever, but until they actually fight, you just never know what's going to happen. And the fact is, with this fight, I feel like the one advantage that Justin Gaethje has over Michael Chandler is his leg kicks. Now, he's famously prolific with his leg kicks, and he's lethal with them, and he's known to like break legs and give people ACL injuries and all this type of injuries with his leg kicks. But my thing is this: even though he's able to do that, I just got a feeling that Michael Chandler is going to land a couple of right hands on him. I still am going to go for Justin Gaethje to win this fight, but I think it's as close and razor thin to a 50-50 as you can get. Both fighters are coming off losses to world title champions. Obviously, Justin Gaethje lost to Khabib, who's seen as the lightweight GOAT. And obviously Michael Chandler lost to Charles Oliveira, who's right now is the champion. But the fact is, both of them have got losses to champions, or former current champions. And the only reason why Khabib's not champion is because he chose to retire. So in my opinion, he never lost the belt after he beat Justin Gaethje. So yeah. It just shows how razor thin this fight is, but I think I'm going to go with Justin Gaethje. I just think he's a bit bigger, he's got better leg kicks, and Michael Chandler seems to have a vulnerability to leg kicks. He doesn't seem to check them. On top of that, he hits very, very, very hard. And even in the Michael Chandler versus Charles Oliveira fight, you can see how vulnerable Michael Chandler is to leg kicks. So yeah, just from that perspective, I just think it's I'm not going to say it's a foregone conclusion, but I think it's very much likely that he's probably going to lose this fight via leg kick or striking. In my opinion, I just think that there's just and also, if you look at the press conference, both fighters were saying that none of them are going to go wrestle for this fight, so they're going to purely strike. They're purely just going to let their hands go and just go for it, unless one of them goes for wrestling. And I actually think, despite the fact that within UFC, within MMA, Justin Gaethje is a bit like Yoel Romero, in that even though he does have the wrestling ability and the credentials and the pedigree, he doesn't really use it. Like Justin Gaethje never goes for a double leg or triple leg or anything, not triple leg, like a single leg or anything like that. He just purely decides to strike because that's what fans like to see. And I find it a bit perplexing. You've got this massive base of wrestling experience. Why not use it? Why not become a versatile fighter? But for whatever reason, he doesn't want to do that. So yeah, I actually think Michael Chandler's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a lot better than Justin Gaethje. But obviously Justin Gaethje has better striking in my opinion. But don't get it twisted, Michael Chandler's striking is not sloppy. He's still a very good striker, but I just think Michael Chandler's Justin Gaethje's striking is better. But I think Michael Chandler's got better Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because he was in there with Charles Oliveira, and Charles Oliveira had his back and he still couldn't get him into a full submission. He had to beat him via striking. And not a lot of people can survive with Charles Oliveira on their back. Trust me, this is like a free Dan Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. So the fact that he could escape that and he managed to get out of that, I think that says a lot about how good Michael Chandler is as a wrestler and as a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist. So yeah, in my opinion, I just think Justin Gaethje is gonna win, but this is so close and down the wire that it can literally go any way. So yeah, that's my opinion on this fight. What's your opinion? Who do you actually have winning? For me, I'm actually very much torn. I don't know who I'm gonna think is gonna win this fight, but this is potentially gonna be one of the best fights that we've ever seen in MMA, and just because seems to have all the ingredients there to become that. But obviously we can't jump the gun. I mean, until they're in the octagon and they're facing off, I don't know, man. This just feels so good to be true, yeah, that I just got the feeling that the fight is going to come off or something like that. I don't want to jinx it, but I don't know. It just feels too good to be true. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Tell me your opinion. Who do you think's going to win? I'm going via Justin Gaethje via... I don't think this is going to go via decision, but probably via KO. I'm just going to go with Justin Gaethje. That's just my opinion. Tell me your opinion below, and like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace out.